Hey guys, it's Brian again with another ceiling fan video. What I have for you here is a 48-inch Casablanca Four Seasons ceiling fan from February of 1981. This is a K55 transitional model, which means it was originally a Slumber Quiet fan, but because the Slumber Quiet was dead when I bought it, I decided to convert it to Slumber 3 with spare parts from a Mercury that I had that was a scrap fan. So it has a Slumber 3 board in it, and I added an on-off pull chain for the light kit. It does have its original tassel, which I love. I'll show you the motor tag up close. That's B039913, February of 1981. This was made on the third day, and this is fan number 9913. Four Seasons. Flywheel is in absolutely great shape. The blades are slightly warped downward a little bit, so it has a pretty nasty wobble on high. The only thing on this fan besides the Slumber Quiet that is not original is this is actually hanging on a ball socket Homestead bracket, just like my Whisper Fan 3. It actually is from my Whisper Fan 3 because it's a little bit easier for me to hang that than it is the original Casablanca style bell canopy mounting system in this application. I figured, you know what, rather than change it out, because the spiral down rod on this fan actually came from the Whisper Fan 3, rather than change out the ball for that part up on top of the down rod here, I figured I'd just keep it Homestead ball socket because it's more convenient to hang. And it actually works really good. So I'm going to keep it this way. I like it a lot. Anyway, let's go ahead and we'll fire it up, starting with low. I know that for the sake of originality, people will bitch and complain about it not having genuine Casablanca mounting hardware, but honestly, I don't really care. This is a lot easier for me to hang, and rather than swap out parts, this is just easier. But everything else on the fan is original, with the exception of the speed control parts, the board and all that. The canopy's original, the blades are original, the arms, everything. And it runs great. Dead silent, it's got a nice low speed to it. I really like this fan. Four Seasons are one of my favorite Casablancas of all time. I don't know if any of you guys remember one of my earlier videos. I had a antique brass Four Seasons from '82 in my kitchen at one point in time. And I actually had another one similar to this in here at one point, but that was sold to another collector. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like with the light off. Really gorgeous fan. It's in mint condition too. Switch it to medium. Moves quite a bit of air on medium, as you would expect from a K55 Casablanca. And I have a pretty sentimental reason why the slide up canopy Casablanca Four Seasons are major childhood fans. Definitely one of my top 5 major childhood fans. There's a barber shop that I go to still to this day in Bay Village. It's the Bay Barber Shop on Wolf Road. There are 2 K63 black Casablanca Four Seasons in there with slide up canopies. So that was the first time I ever saw a Casablanca that had slide-up canopies. I've been going there since I was a little kid, 25 years at least. And those fans are still there and they run. So I would really like to get an older K63 cardboard box control Four Seasons at some point. But I have a thing for bell canopy Casablancas. That's the main focus of my collecting with Casablanca fans, is these bell canopy models, even the transitional ones like this. But especially the early stuff. And high. Actually, the wobble is not as bad as it was before. I've had to take this down a couple of times just to swap out some parts on it. And actually, the wobble is not as bad as it was the first time that I had it up. So, kind of surprised. This is the first time I've tested it since I put it back up, because I mistakenly put a Homestead canopy on this fan rather than the Casablanca one, which is this one from the Whisper Fan 3. Not realizing, comparing the two canopies, that the Homestead is noticeably different. So when I swapped the canopies, I must have fixed the nasty wobble. I think I put the blades in a different sequence, which helped. But it is moving an absolute ton of air. I mean, this thing is an absolute powerhouse. I definitely do not plan to keep these blades on it because I think that they are too big for this room and the fan just kind of overpowers the room. I would like to go ahead and spin down. I'd like to get some shorter blades for it. Stencil would be awesome, but I don't necessarily prefer stencil for this room. Definitely not cane, because this room, no. Cane with this room, no. But something like what's on here, but a little bit shorter, would be nice. But obviously I'll keep these blades for the sake of originality, at least until I can get a different set. But this is an absolutely gorgeous fan. I've wanted to have an install location for this fan for quite a while, so I'm glad that I decided to put it up in here. I think this one's probably going to stay. I think out of all the fans that I've had in here over the years, this one's probably my favorite. Yeah, it does hang a little bit low because my ceilings are not very high in this house, especially with the bell canopy. But you know what? As long as you're not an idiot, you know, it's not going to get in the way of anybody. I'll just warn anybody that comes in here. Low bridge with the ceiling fan. If you're 6 feet or taller, you might have a slight issue with removing your shirt if you stay in my spare bedroom while this fan is running. Just gonna say that. But it ain't hanging any lower than my Delta is in my bedroom, or my originals downstairs, so really it's not that bad. Part of the reason why I want to get shorter blades is so that there's less of a wide span in case of accidents. But the bearings in this fan are absolutely perfect. You can see how long it's taking to spin down. And just on a side note, that pendant is not original to the fan. That is a genuine Casablanca pendant, but as you can see, it's chrome or silver, whatever the heck you want to call it. That actually came off of a Concentra that I wound up scrapping. But since I don't happen to have an antique brass pendant readily available, this will have to do. So it really doesn't bother me. So there you have it. That's the 48-inch Casablanca Four Seasons in my spare bedroom. Hope you guys enjoyed. Keep watching. More videos to come.